Hello, everyone. On today's IRS tax refund update, we have the latest information released by the IRS on the remaining 2022 tax return backlog. A number of our viewers are still part of, so we'll take a look at that. We'll also recap the latest information on those amended tax returns, as well as take a look at some of the reasons behind those refund freezes some of you are still experiencing. We'll also recap on one of the main reasons those 60-day notices continue to be sent out, as well as a new interest rate that has taken effect for those late refunds. Now, starting off with the latest update from the IRS as they released yet another week's worth of data that has the backlog of unprocessed tax returns reduced now to 1.9 million remaining. So, for our viewers still waiting on their refunds, they're either one of the 414,000 paper filers or one of the 1.4 million e file return filers still waiting. Now, the IRS has released this data, which is only through December 23rd. So, we believe that number as it stands today is around 1.2 million returns left. For those still waiting on those amended returns, the latest update from the IRS has the current backlog now at 454,000 unprocessed remaining as of December 23rd. Now, we believe as of today that number is around 375,000. Those returns continue to be processed at a much slower rate than regular tax returns and are not expected to be fully completed before the start of the new tax season. As a reminder to check the status of amended returns on the Where's My Amended Returns section of the IRS website and not the regular Where's My Refund site. The next round of refunds are scheduled for release this week, starting off with those direct deposit refunds, which will be transmitted by the IRS to banks nationwide on January 11th. Now, if you're part of this refund batch, do allow up until January 16th to receive that in your bank account. And for those of you waiting on paper checks, the next batch will be mailed out by the IRS on the 13th, and do allow 7 to 10 business days to receive that. However, you must wait 30 days to file a payment trace if you've not received that check in the mail. Viewers continue to receive those 60-day notices, also known as IRS Letter 2644C, in the mail, notifying them the IRS needs additional time to process the return. Now, we've seen two versions of this letter, the general version, and this specific one seen here, which informs taxpayers the IRS is waiting for their tax account information to be available on their computer system. If you're among this impacted group, it means they're still waiting on your employer's or former employer's wage information to be available to match with your tax return. Now, on the topic of employer tax returns, there are still 512,000 unprocessed employer quarterly returns remaining and another 395,000 amended employer returns remaining. Back on November 25th, that number was at 1.7 million. So we definitely seen some progress, but there's still a ways to go. And that is definitely impacting some of our viewers who are still waiting on those refunds. This is another batch of returns we do not expect to be processed and cleared until after the start of the new tax season. Refund freezes continue to be reported by some taxpayers, and there are several different reasons why we continue to see this, including the IRS taking steps to verify those returns claiming the earned income tax credit or child tax credits, as well as ID verification, duplicate tax returns being filed, and past due obligations such as past due child support and COVID sick credits for those self-employed. The IRS continues to thoroughly examine those tax returns claiming those COVID sick credits, and we did hear previously there are potential fraudulent claims for the credit that were filed, so this is expected under those circumstances. As a reminder for those still waiting on their refunds, that the interest rate for those interest payments paid out by the IRS on late refunds has been increased to 7% effective January 1st. For those who received interest payments prior to January 1st, the IRS will be sending you out a 1099 INT form, as the interest received is considered taxable income and is expected to be reported on this year's taxes for tax year 2022. Thank you to everyone who has continued to watch this channel over the course of the last year. We anticipated delays in some receiving their refunds in 2022, but not to this extent where we would be covering those still in January of 2023. As we gear up for this upcoming tax season, we will continue to monitor the progress being made on those returns and refunds throughout the year, so please make sure to check back. Let us know in the comment section below about your ongoing tax issue, including when and how you file those tax returns. In the meantime, we'll keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.